Hello and welcome to the 1990 Royal Rumble review. First of all, before I get into it, I just want to say thanks to everybody that's clicked this video who's just watched the Royal Rumble or who is about to watch the Royal Rumble and choosing my review. If you like my videos and my reviews, please hit subscribe and the like button so I can get my videos out there and I can further along my YouTube adventure I just started. So if you could do that for me, that'd be great. This 1990 Royal review is pretty interesting because I'm going to read some trivia and some facts before we get into the review of the actual matches that took place. This Rumble is interesting because this is the third Rumble in a row that had different commentators at the booth. If you remember Royal Rumble 88 from the Cops Coliseum in 1988, there had Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body Ventura. Then the next year we had Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura. Then now in 1990 we got Tony Schiavone with Jesse Ventura. So Jesse Ventura is a three-peater, while the play-by-play match changed from year to year. This would be the only Royal Rumble that Tony Schiavone would broadcast in. This was the third annual Royal Rumble, as mentioned. It took place on Sunday the 21st in 1990 at the Orlando Arena in front of 16,000 fans. Before the event aired live on pay-per-view, Paul Roma defeated the Brooklyn Brawler in a dark match. Yes, my eyes do wander off to the side because I have my facts written down. I read my reviews off of the website I used to review off of. Plus, I also watch the event before I do this, so it freshens my mind and I can get a better accurate list. But there are some times when I look off to the left and read what I have to read from previous reviews. It's not plagiarized either. I always had to mention that in other videos. This is my name is Brett Mix, and if you Google any wrestling review, any pay-per-view name, it'll be in one of the first two or three pages. Usually the first page, because of the site I used to write on was a bit notorious, so that always helped things. So I'm just looking back at the facts I put on from that site. Sorry for that delay. Don't have the fancy dancy equipment I mentioned in my videos, but I'm hoping that my wrestling knowledge and my gift of gab kind of carry me further and hopefully get subscribers, because I love talking wrestling and I know you guys, anyone watching this video does too. So nonetheless, I told you about the commentators, told you about how this is the third annual Rumble. Let's get right into the event now. The opening contest was the Bushwhackers versus the Fabulous Rougeaus, and I remember this one as another hot tag team opener that wanted to get the Rumble started with. I remember this one being one of those. Last year we had the six-man opener, and the year before they had Rude and Steamboat open. But this year they went with the Rougeaus and the Bushwhackers. Bushwhacker Butch pinned Jacques Rougeau at 13:35, and I rated that match 1.5 stars. I don't see a reason to change my rating there. 1.5 stars. It was a decent tag match, but it lagged in parts, and the Rougeaus and the Whackers didn't have the best chemistry, but nonetheless, it was a tag team match that got the crowd hot, and that's all you can really ask for an opener. But was it below average in work rate and in-ring skills, psychology? Yeah, that's why it's 1.5. Jesse Ventura called the result sickening, and that's what he would usually do in his heel role as the color guy. The best color man in the business, by the way, in my opinion. The Rougeaus carried the Whackers to a watchable opener, but it should have been a lot shorter. This was not bang for your buck. That's how I wrote it, and that's what I'd agree with. If I'm skipping over my words, sorry, I'm still getting adjusted to talking and not typing my reviews. This is it's a learning progress for me. So these are the early days of something I'm hoping to make a regular thing for me, and as I go, I should get better. Brutus the Barber Beefcake taking on as of late not as of late or lately. See me stumbling. The Genius took on Brutus Beefcake, and the Genius as of late. What I meant to say as of late, when I stumbled over my words, he is the late genius, Lanny Poffo. He passed away suddenly just a couple weeks ago, I believe, and that hit me hard because I'm a huge Randy Savage fan. And yeah, just rest in peace to the genius. He'd take on Brutus the Barber Beefcake, who was very over in this match. The Beefcake did all of his usual Hoganisms, I should say. They're really good friends in real life. Um, I rated this match 3/4 of a star, so 0.75 stars is what I rated it. It was a double DQ at 11:07 when the ref ruled that after Beefcake got pushed out of the ring and all hell broke loose with the chairs and the hair cutting and all that stuff. This was just a showmanship, one-on-one, just for characters. There's no wrestling quality until we get to the third match right now. But this is a gem. Rugged Ronnie Garvin versus Greg the Hammer Valentine in an I Quit match. This is one of the most overlooked, forgotten about matches in maybe pay-per-view history, but I'll say in Rumble history. But this was such a tough neck, hard-nosed battle between two mid-carders at the time. The crowd wasn't too hot at the beginning of it, but as it went, there was a further appreciation. Tons of submission holds, stiff shots. Valentine's a stiff worker anyway, but Garvin has that old school territorial style where he can adapt to any environment he's in, from the NWA to WWF. He just has that old school. That's why he's named Rugged. His Rugged Ronnie Garvin. And that's why the Valentine is called the Hammer. Put the Hammer in a rugged guy in a ring, and boom, you're gonna get a physical match like this. This went on long and long. I wrote all about this match, but in the end, it was Garvin who forced Valentine to submit with a figure four leg lock at 16:55. Tremendous in so many ways. Extremely good storytelling. The fans ate it up. All this physical action as it went, and the pacing never slowed down. I rated this 4 stars back in the day, but I think that was just me getting a bit too excited about how underrated it was. I'd say 3.5 stars, 3.5 stars after a rewatch is just fine. So that's what I'll stick with there. So it's the first good match of the night, and it's a really good one. The next matchup, back to this kind of sucks category, but it's Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus the Big Boss Man. I'm not sure why they had so many singles matches like this that don't really give much quality, and they drag them on too. I get the Rumble is you got to have an event with just a short card, but for the talent the WWF had, there's no reason they had to just give us some weird matches like this. I rated this also 3/4 of a star, 0.75 stars. And then Big Boss Man was DQ'd after he hit Jim Duggan with the nightstick at 10:26. Great. All right, the 1990 Royal Rumble match. This is the year after DiBiase bought the 30th entry into the Rumble. He came in at 1, and he'd go on to set a new record for the longest time in a Royal Rumble match in impressive fashion. Early in the night, he cut a hilarious promo where he frustrated when talking to Mean Gene because he was the number 1 entrant. He made Virgil pick his number for him and then blamed Virgil for it, which was hilarious and was good heel work by DiBiase. And we had a Bad News Brown, The Mouth of the South, Demolition, Dusty Rhodes, Mr. Perfect. All these guys cut promos before the match. Hercules, Shawn Michaels, Rick Martel, Tito Santana says he wants the ring. The friendship is over with. Snuka talks about fishing with the sharks, whatever he meant there. Slick talks about Akeem the African Dream. Warrior then talks about God knows what. He said he will fulfill a destiny. That's about all I can pick up from that. And the Macho King Randy Savage is also a guy that talks. So did Mr. Fuji, Jake Roberts, Neidhart, Honky Tonk Man, Hulk Hogan. My God, they went on and on. All right. This Royal Rumble, I believe, is one of the most underrated Rumbles. It's not one of the best, but it's one of the most underrated because it's the best. It's the first great Royal Rumble, I should say. I like that. Yeah, I like '89. I dug it, but this was a great one. And I think that because this is the best first quarter part of the Rumble was the best. How do I say that? The first quarter of the Rumble match was the best. The most compared to the other 2 Rumbles, compared to 88 and 89. The pacing here with the star power was really good. I mean, we started off with DiBiase and Coco Beware, but we ended up getting guys like Jake Roberts, the Macho King Randy Savage, Roddy Piper. I'll allude to that in a second. We just got to get to the beginning here. DiBiase and Coco Beware. Jannetty then caught the $1 Million Man with some drop kicks after he was the third entrant. And all three of these guys go at it. Jake the Snake was the fourth person, and he throughout all three rumbles he's been in throughout all the three rumbles. Sorry, this is the second time he's been the fourth entrant. A little random stat there. DiBiase and Jake, I remember they went at it right when they came at it. I remember all of the people in the ring during this Rumble. It led to a WrestleMania 6. This was leading to WrestleMania 6 in the Skydome. So all Piper and Bad News Brown, Jake the Snake, and Ted DiBiase, they all had their minor little flings in the Rumble to lead to WrestleMania with the Colossal Connection and Demolition. There was all these mini rivalries, and Warrior and Hogan, as I'll get to. Warrior's famous elimination was in this match where Hogan clotheslined him over the ropes that 1 second. I think that was broken by Santino Marella, if I'm not mistaken, but at the time it was a record and it lasted decades. The American Dream was another big name. Andre the Giant is another big name in the first 10. Midway through, there was the ring filled up a lot. I like that when the Rumbles, where they have a lot of ring at the same time. That's a good mid Rumble spot. You want to at least have that in a good Royal Rumble. You want to at least have that once or twice, where the whole ring is filled up with stars. And I think I think they just excel that way because you can pay attention to different members. It's like a War Games match. You don't want just one or two things to look at. You want several, and anyone can get eliminated at any time. That's the beauty of this match. But they play on that sometimes, as far as getting eliminated in the corners where they hold the guys up on the edge. That's what I meant. Where they play to that spot sometimes, where people can get eliminated at any corner. Sorry if I'm not articulate with my words right here. I'm just stumbling over some of them. I'll get better as this goes, I promise. Thank you if you're still even watching the review. That's great. I'm having fun with this. I'm going to make it fun as I keep going along. Rick Martel came out at number 22, and that was his eighth time in a... What am I saying? Eighth time in a Rumble match. Rick Martel came out... I know what happened. I watched the Royal Rumble 95 the other day, and that was his seventh Rumble appearance. I'm thinking that this was his eighth, but no. No. Rick Martel came out at number 22. This is only the third Rumble ever, so it's kind of hard for someone to be your eighth. But yeah, more on that 95 Rumble when I go over that. The Hulkster gets the biggest pop of the night. Warrior probably gets the second biggest, and they had a spot where they looked at each other and they crossed the ropes, and it was great. Final four was Hercules, Mr. Perfect, Hulk Hogan, and the Barbarian. So Mr. Perfect is probably the only other guy that really had a chance. They pushed him hard, but ultimately it was Hogan that hit him with the big clothesline and then tossed him over the corner of the ropes, and Perfect was out of there. Hogan won the 1990 Rumble at 58-46. And we get rumors now after the match that Mr. Perfect was actually scheduled to win, but changed that. Apparently, that's something. I can't credit a source for that because I've been online since 1997, so I've read things over time. I can't tell where they came from. But when you consider that the winner of this match didn't have to go to WrestleMania, it seems like it's only fair that Mr. Perfect could have won this one since Hogan got the next one after this, and he's Hogan. He dominated the entire 80s since 1990. Maybe a different face should have won, but it is Hogan's first Rumble win, so I guess it's tolerable, but Mr. Perfect would have been nice since it's not like the winner had to go to Mania. It didn't come till 1993. So the final rating for this event, I rated it a 6 out of 10. The show had a great I Quit match, a very good Rumble match. Everything else can be put away. So I thought 6 out of 10 would be the fairest rating. Definitely check out the Rugged Ronnie Garvin, Rugged Ronnie Garvin and Greg Valentine match, and check out the Rumble match again. Watch the Macho King's pants when he comes out at 7 or 8. He's got bright blue pants, though. That's just an amazing attire. He always had the best attires that it's Savage. That one is what to look at. So there we go. 1988, 1990 reviewed. We're still going to go and get better with my words as we go. Hopefully, it doesn't keep becoming, and hopefully, I can just top quality over going forward. Thank you for sticking it out. If you don't know what that means to me. It's the same. Like or subscribe. I'm trying to bring this off the ground, and I'm trying to do it without the fancy, without the mic, without all the special effects, the cards, everything that goes, the cards, everything, the pop-ups, the ads, everything. So I'm just trying it this way. So thanks for watching, and we'll hopefully see you next time in the next review. This is Brett Mix signing off, and once again, just so there's no about plagiarism, the website I used to work at was www.dvdnews.com. It's now WrestlingDVDNetwork.com, and Daniel B runs that site. But my reviews, they're mine. They're labeled. They're still named Brett Mix's reviews on the website, but Daniel B, the website guy, he decided to keep my reviews there. So, not plagiarizing. I'm just reading my reviews from what they were earlier in the day, and changed my opinion on some of the ratings, as you saw. But then some of the ratings. So, okay, thank you for watching, guys. This is Brett Mix signing off, and we'll catch you in the next one. Yes, I'm aware. I'm still here. Just a glitch right here. Jeez, this can't even end right. Anyways, while I'm trying to figure this out, I might as well talk to you guys. I just got pop-up after pop-up blocking the stop button. So, um, I'll just talk while I'm trying to close pop-ups. Write in the comments section any reviews you might want to see, any topics you might want me to touch on, anything. Because like I say, I've watched this business for 30 years, and finally.